Hello and welcome to Miner Plays Age of Empires 2 The Conquerors. So let's go. This is a random game, and this one is Rivers, and it's on hard, the same setting as before, on random civilizations. I'm Koreans, red is the Goths, King Lear Vigiled, and green is the Chinese, is Mu Shui Ying. Now, the map Rivers is essentially, it's almost like islands with small bits of water between them, but also they're connected by shallows. So if I were to look all around here of my particular island, I've got one set of shallows here, so as you can see I'm building up a wall, and I've got another set of shallows here which I have walled off. So the enemy now can't get onto my land without actually destroying this wall, unless they come over by transport ships. So I'm building my military buildings quite close because just in this one I decided to try that out instead of just a bit further away. You start with your usual resources, decent amount of wood, food, gold, stone, and you have plenty of wood patches scattered all over the place. And at the moment I've only really scouted my little area here. Somewhere I have my scout who is here, and he's scouted pretty much all of it. It's just very small patches here that hasn't really got anything in. But one thing you want to focus on is, in this level, is docks as well, because it might not be much. I might not be able to reach into land that far with any ships, but having those docks, it's just a bit useful to send in some galleons or cannon galleons, for example, and those are my two galleys at the moment, just to help out, scout around. And you can see that they're just scouting the water, so might be a bit jumpy for people at the moment, but I'm just literally just searching all around the water, and I'm trying to just get as much resources as I can at the moment. And already I am being attacked, and it appears to be my galleys that are being attacked. But I am making use of the fishes in here. You get lots of little patches of fishes here, so it might, depending on what it's like, it might be a good idea to do some fishing. And I am getting lots of fire ships as well. Soon we'll be getting more fire ships I will be getting more fire ships, and you can see some turtle ships there, to get rid of all of these other ships, because the enemy will create quite a few ships, so it'd be a good idea. And I'm just trying to take out all these docks. Well, I say all these docks, I've only really got rid of one at the moment, but here they go. They're just searching up here, and I hadn't been able to finish off this wall, so I do need to try and sort that out there. And I built a guard tower here just to help take out any ships here, and it was also to help get rid of that. And I have an idle villager, and I've got a castle here, so any ships that come past here will get taken out by this castle most likely. But of course a cannon galleon could be up here and shoot far to my castle, so that's the one thing you've got to be careful with castles being next to water, because cannon galleons will get much further range. And I'm focusing on turtle ships at the moment just because of their fast firing cannons. And you can see all these people here. The Goths have just managed to get loads of people, but I'm just taking them out with my turtle ships. So I was quite fortunate to get Koreans in this one. And this transport ship here we go. And you can see the amount of gold that's on here, 8 piles of gold. That's very useful, and you will get these small islands scattered around. There's one here, hasn't actually got anything on, but there's another one here with 1 wood. That's great, just 1 wood. So yeah, have a look on these small islands that aren't inhabited, and just see what's around, just in case, because if you can get the resources as early as you can before your resources run out, then you'll have a slightly upper hand. Now this one, I believe, if I can remember correctly, I think green ended up being quite far behind because red, oops, I put the score on. Yes, okay, that makes much more sense. So my score, even, yes, I'm on 11,000, and I've got lots of heavy cavalry archers, I've got some hussars, which I haven't upgraded in any way, and I've got some trebuchets. Red is on 7,000, but he's just taking out a dock, just, ooh. Anyway, yeah, but green, you can see, is on 3,000, because the enemy has just gone over and taken out their people so quickly. So anyway, let's go back to me. How much have I seen at this point? So I've seen all of the rivers and all of my own land, and I've seen where all these fishes are, just in case I need to go and get some more food that way. Also, heated shot, if you can get it, would be very useful. And I've got a keep here, which will take out anyone here. This keep here, this castle here, and is it just this castle here? Yeah, I guess it's just that castle then. And I decided to take out red first, just because they're stronger, and green will be much easier to take out later on. So I'll just let that play slightly. And I'm always on the lookout for any buildings around the edge. I mean, those two delta ships just gone like that, which is really unfortunate. But I just need to get rid of that trebuchet. Would it go? Well, am I actually getting that trebuchet? No, maybe not. And that Huskar took a lot of damage. So if I can just get rid of this trebuchet, good, well done. And I think I soon get my turtle ships going up. But there's a dock here. If you can get rid of all the docks, then that would be very useful, because that will just mean the enemy won't be able to come in and attack you. I mean, I know that sounds very obvious, but it's always worth mentioning. And shame I can't see what texts I've got just yet. Ooh, okay, that's a lot of idle villagers. Come on, do something. Anyway, one thing you want to be careful of is, I mean, you can see up here, you've got some castles, you've got some transport ships. I'm currently attacking this part here, and I could, do very well here. But then the enemy could, take some villages and go over to this part here and start up a new base here. Or behind here, or partly on this island, or if I hadn't got anyone over here, because if you look at my fog of war, I can actually see around for quite a bit, so that's useful. But if I didn't have anyone over here, they could start a base here and approach. So you can see this keep here it's got fantastic visibility actually. And I can see these rivers clearly. Maybe not there. I mean, maybe having a keep here would be a good idea. Probably help take out that dock. Another keep here, one around here, one here. Just surround your island, just so you know where the enemy are. And well, come on, get rid of. Anyway, let's just speed things up a bit. And I'm just taking out the villages. This is just a general attack. Really, the main things you've got to remember with islands is to try and take control of the water as much as you can, and to build towers around, because the rivers are quite thin. So a tower, for example, 11 range this castle now has, and I reckon if that monastery was just 1 or 2 squares closer, that castle would take it out. But I could have a keep on that little bit there, and another keep there. So just probably a good idea to have keeps around, just to allow you to pick off anyone that comes around, or even to pick off anyone that comes around, or pick off anyone that any ships that go by. That's the other thing that the castles will be and towers will be good at. No, I didn't. Apart from the turtle ships, I didn't bother about any bombard towers. I don't know whether bombard towers would be a good thing at all. I can't remember exactly how much range they have, and I don't think I'll be able to find out in this book. No, I guess not. I think they have something like... Actually, no, I think they have 8 range as well. They're the same as keep, so that's not actually... Oh gosh, 13. Okay, yeah, they're not actually that good. They can just be taken out by cannon galleons far too easily. And what am I being attacked by? Oh, that castle. Okay. And checking out that dock. I mean, I didn't have too much harassment when it came to water here. I mean, I know I did take out a few of their ships, but for example, this dock here isn't creating any ships at the moment, I believe. Nope, no ships whatsoever, and I'm just trying to get rid of it. Oh no, there you go. It's trying to build a war galley that goes, and a demolition ship that was destroyed. And there we go, I've got spies to infiltrate. And I can see everything, so there's that castle. And I want to get rid of that castle, but anyway, I think that's really it about rivers. Know what's on your island. Know what's on these small islands. For example, these. Oops. No. For example, here with the gold, and here if there was anything, and here as well. Make sure you have towers. Potentially towers as opposed to outposts scattered around your island, just so you know whether anyone's on there. Make good use of all your resources, and you can see here actually, I've got a wood patch there, but over here I'm starting to run out of wood. So, and maybe, oh yeah, use fishes as well for some more income or food. And probably come round the back here, coming round the back here and approaching the enemy from this direction would probably be a very sneaky idea, and could be quite useful, especially if you're playing online against someone. The main battle could be here, let's say, sort of lots of cavalry archers, fighting lots of skirmishers, whatever, and then suddenly you approach from a particular direction and you just take out all the skirmishers without them realising. So thank you very much for watching. See you in the next part.